Okay, good morning everyone. Today's topic is hypothalamus and remaining parts of the encephalon. It's metathalamus, epithalamus, pituitary gland. Uh, some of the topic sequences I would like to narrate with you. When you read thalamus, you should read epithalamus, metathalamus together. Okay, that's combo of thalamus, epithalamus, and metathalamus. Relevant anatomical topics I am talking. When you read hypothalamus, you should read pituitary gland immediately together. Okay. And as soon as you read pituitary, you should read its physiology and histology. Physiology and histology of pituitary should be read together. Similarly, physiology of hypothalamus also. So we have seen this dorsal view of the brainstem. So this large mass is thalamus, as you know. Metathalamus. These four structures, known as corpora quadrigemina, two superior colliculi and two inferior colliculi, they are together known as metathalamus. And epithalamus. Epi means above. So this structure, pineal gland, its two lamina, superior and inferior lamina, and this trigone, triangular fossa, which is known as habenular trigone. This whole complex is known as epithalamus. Pineal gland, stalk of pineal gland, lamina, and within lamina there is commissure, anterior commissure and posterior commissure, and this habenular trigone with habenular nuclei, that is your epithalamus. Metathalamus is your these two colliculi plus this whole superior brachium, inferior brachium, and this LGB, MGB. This everything constitutes metathalamus. So we will right away go with these structures. So you just remember dorsal view of thalamus. One of the structure. Let's just revise the whole thalamus first. This is your left side of thalamus. Anterior group, medial group, lateral group. Okay, and in between these groups there is Y-shaped internal medullary lamina containing reticular nuclei and centromedian nucleus, and one of the mass which is passing from thalamus, bundle of structures, this diagram. This is sagittal section. Okay, so this bundle of fibers which is coming from anterior group, limbic group of nuclei, it is called stria medullaris thalami. Medullaris, that is from the middle. So this is bundle of fibers terminating in habenular group of nuclei. This is in pineal gland, superior lamina of pineal gland, and inferior lamina. From here the fibers will descend downwards. Okay, habenular is connected to tectum and midbrain. So these are your reticular formation nuclei. Okay, in this tectum it is connected to superior colliculus, and in this tegmentum these are the two reticular formation nuclei. One is known as interpeduncular nucleus, one is known as dorsal tegmental nucleus. So this bundle is known as habenulo interpeduncular tract. Another name of habenulo interpeduncular tract is fasciculus retroflexus. So when you come across this name, remember this orientation: fasciculus retroflexus. And the efferents we know from anteperforated substance, preoptic, supraoptic. These are the hypothalamic nuclei. From here, the efferents come to habenular nuclei, and one of the group which goes in the roof of this third ventricle, that is stria terminalis. Okay, let's now progress. So metathalamus, as you already know, okay, superior colliculus connecting to LGB via superior brachium, inferior colliculus via inferior brachium connecting to medial geniculate body. So this inferior colliculus is a part of auditory pathway, superior colliculus is a part of visual pathway. So visual reflexes, they are relayed in superior colliculus, and auditory reflexes in inferior colliculus. So this is part of posterior part of thalamus. Metathalamus is dorsal part of thalamus. It is also known as dorsal thalamus. So MGB is located below the pulvinar end of thalamus, just lateral to superior colliculus. It is connected by inferior brachium. We have seen these things. It conveys auditory impulses. Where does this impulse go? That is primary auditory area of cerebral cortex, temporal lobe of cerebrum. Uh, so afferents are coming from downwards via lateral lemniscus and both inferior colliculi. And one of the connection, this is important, ascending reticular and painful stimuli. What is function of ARAS? You know, ascending reticular activating system is connecting to whole. It is for consciousness of the whole CNS. It keeps the individual awake and all the centers awake and standby. So when it is inhibited, you are in sleep. Now you remember, when there is a louder sound, you will awake from the sleep. So what is the reason? It is connected to auditory pathway via this MGB. So in case of loud sound, there is stimulation of ARS also, and you are awake from the sleep. Efferents goes to, we have seen efferents goes to cerebral cortex, and these efferents are known as auditory radiation. Sublentiform part of internal capsule. Similarly, LGB, lateral geniculate body, is connected to superior colliculus via superior brachium. It is concerned with visual reflexes, that is light reflex and accommodation reflex. So when light is thrown on the retina, this pathway will be activated. And you remember the distribution. You remember visual pathway. So fibers from the temporal half of retina of the same side, in nasal half of retina of the opposite side. You should remember and revise the visual pathway to understand this. If we have the diagram, we will just jump upon. Optic pathway is very important. It is key pathway. You have to refer it in so many places. Okay, so this is your retina. This is nasal half. This is temporal half. So nasal half of retina of opposite side and temporal half of retina of the same side, both are connected to LGB. So left LGB receives left temporal hemiretina and right nasal hemiretina fibers. Right LGB receives right temporal hemiretina fibers and left nasal hemiretina fibers. So these are the words you will again have in ophthalmology subject. Nasal half and temporal half of retina. So from here the fibers, they are connected to superior colliculus via superior brachium. Now this is having 6 layers. This is LGB. Lateral geniculate body is having 6 layers of neuron. So fibers from the opposite side goes to layer 146. Fibers from the same side goes to 235. 146 from opposite retina and 235 layer from the same retina. Ipsilateral and contralateral hemiretina. That means complete lesion of retina in LGB is not possible because they have divided distribution. Now these fibers will go to the cerebral cortex, occipital lobe, area 17, 18, 19, you remember. Retrolentiform part of internal capsule. Remember MGB and auditory fibers, they are going through sublentiform part, and this visual fibers going to visual cortex via retrolentiform part. Both these words you will again refer in parts of internal capsule. Retro means backwards and sub means below. So lentiform means lentiform nucleus. So below lentiform nucleus, that is sublentiform part, and behind lentiform nucleus, that is retrolentiform part. And this, according to sensation, the fibers is given the name optic radiation and auditory radiation. These are the two specific names, okay. And four other directions again you will have an internal capsule from thalamus: superior thalamic radiation, anterior thalamic radiation, posterior thalamic radiation, okay. These are the, and fourth one is inferior thalamic radiation. So in four directions you will have fibers of internal capsule, and apart from these four, these two special, that is retro and sub. Okay, fine. Now we will see epithalamus. Epithalamus means above superior part. It is in the roof of diencephalon. It consists of these structures as we discussed earlier: right and left habeneural nuclei within habeneular trigone, then pineal gland or pineal body. Another name is epiphysis cerebri. Similarly, pituitary gland is another name, hypophysis cerebri. So pineal gland or epiphysis cerebri, habenular nuclei connection, reciprocal connection, that is habenular and posterior commissure. Right, and whenever in the whole CNS right and left side gray matter connects, that is known as commissure. So commissural fibers is always connecting opposite halves. Three types of fiber in cerebrum you have: projection fibers, association fibers, and commissural fibers. Habenular nucleus. This is your textbook diagram. Corpus callosum, septum pellucidum, fornix. Okay, here is our pineal gland or epiphysis cerebri. These are the two lamina, superior lamina and inferior lamina. Okay, there are another names. Sometimes this is known as anterior lamina and this is known as posterior lamina or superior lamina. So you don't get confused, you just remember this orientation. Okay, upper one is known as habenular and lower one is known as posterior commissure. This is your habenular commissure in superior lamina, and in inferior lamina this is your posterior commissure. Don't go by orientation, just names are for description purpose. So habenular above and downwards there is posterior commissure. It means here this area between these two commissure is known as suprapineal recess. This is a gap known as suprapineal recess. And on both side, right and left side, you will have triangular fossa, that is habenular trigone. अभी हमने दिखाया था, वापस दिखाते हैं. See this area between superior brachium, pineal gland, and this superior commissure or habenular commissure. This triangular area is your habenular trigone on both sides, right and left side. And in the floor of this trigone, you will have two sides. This habenular nuclei, they are connected by habenular commissure. Okay. And from this habenular nuclei, we have earlier seen they receive afferents from the limbic system, all nuclei from the anterior side. That collection is your stria medullaris thalami, which is ending in habenular nuclei, and efferents from this nuclei will go to the brain stem. Okay, in the superior colliculus, in the dorsal longitudinal fasciculus, and here in interpeduncular nucleus, fasciculus retroflexus. Above this you will have this thalacoroidea of third ventricle. This name thalacoroidea is given to the collection of single layer ependymal cells, which is secretory epithelium, which secretes CSF, plus this capillary network. Thalacoroidea is nothing but it is collection of this vascular tissue and secretory tissue. Okay, it is present everywhere in cavity of the brain wherever there is CSF. PINE is a name of tree, pine tree. It is cone shaped tree. So the shape of pineal gland is cone shaped or triangular. It is located below splenium of corpus callosum, and this connected part is known as stalk or peduncle. These two lamina we have seen, superior and inferior lamina containing habenular commissure and posterior commissure. Earlier in lower animals, counterpart of pineal gland is known as parapineal organ. It was double structure earlier, but after evolution, the only persistent posterior part remained, which is glandular or secretory in nature. Anterior part, which was known as parapineal organ, is disappeared in humans. It was known as parietal eye. In function of pineal gland, it is neuroendocrine gland. It secretes regulatory hormones. It is influencing indirectly to all other secretory glands in the body. And one of the important hormone is known as melatonin. Melatonin is in earlier species, it is responsible for skin color changes, and in humans it has regulation of circadian rhythm or a day night sleep wake cycle. It is regulated by melatonin, and other substances have inhibitory effect on other endocrine organs and gonads. So it is acting in synchronization with hypothalamus. So hypothalamus and pineal gland, these are the two masters connecting, uh, regulating all other endocrine organs in the body. In old aged people, it is getting calcified. So calcification of pineal gland is known as corpora erinacea or brain sand. Okay, it is old age feature. It can be seen in radiographs, and when it is very much enlarged, it can displace this mass. So that is your space occupying lesion. You can see in radiograph the enlarged mass of calcified pineal gland. Stiomedullaris thalami we have seen, connections of habenular nuclei we have seen. Okay, now we will see hypothalamus. So hypo means down, below thalamus, this is our thalamus. This whole is sagittal section of diencephalon, as you know. Below thalamus, this whole area is your hypothalamus. It is separated by hypothalamic sulcus. Okay, uh, this is your midbrain. Anterior to midbrain you have this crus cerebri. It is related to mammillary body and posterior perforated substance, and this area is your interpeduncular fossa. So hypothalamus, you can see it is bounded anteriorly by lamina terminalis. This is your anterior commissure. This is lamina terminalis. Then it is connected to optic chiasma. So this is your optic nerve, and this is your optic chiasma. From optic chiasma, if you go down, there is this pituitary gland or hypophysis cerebri. So this is stalk of pituitary gland, and this is eminence. If you still go behind, you will have this mammillary body and posterior perforated substance. So this whole area is your hypothalamus. Okay, and these are the four regions. It is described in four regions: supraoptic, preoptic, tuberal, and mammillary. How the name is given? This is your optic chiasma, this is your pituitary gland. If you remember parts of pituitary gland, this is a anterior pituitary or adenohypophysis. This is posterior pituitary or neurohypophysis. So parts of adenohypophysis, there are three parts: pars tuberalis above, pars intermedia, and pars distalis. So pars tuberalis is this tuberal region of pituitary gland. Okay, it is tubular in shape. So preoptic means anterior to optic chiasma, supraoptic is higher to optic chiasma, and tuberal means this tuberal region of pituitary gland, and mammillary is your mammillary body. Preoptic, supraoptic, tuberal, and mammillary. You should know all these four regions of hypothalamus. And now we will see nuclei located in these regions. It is having just like thalamus, there are nuclei within these regions. So don't confuse by names, just try to orient yourself. So if you describe this location, it is anatomically floor of the third ventricle, then interpeduncular fossa, and below hypothalamic sulcus. So these are the locations to describe hypothalamus. It is a head of autonomic nervous system. Okay, whole autonomic nervous system, that is your sympathetic, parasympathetic, its chain, ganglia, everything, it is under control of hypothalamus. Direct and indirect control. Okay, there are some direct fibers from hypothalamus which will directly go to spinal cord lateral horn. Remember intermedio medial and intermedio lateral nuclei in spinal cord. that is representing your autonomic nuclei. So they are directly connected to hypothalamus by dorsal, longitudinal, fasciculus and descending connections. We will see in connections right now. We see boundaries and parts. Now this hypothalamus is, if you describe three-dimensionally, it is divided in three zones: periventricular, intermediate and lateral. You cannot describe in this periventricular. This is your third ventricle. Okay, so around this third ventricle, anteriorly you will have lateral ventricle, here you will have third ventricle. So around this ventricle it is known as periventricular, that is strictly in the median plane. मीडियन प्लेन से थोड़ा सा लेटरली जाओ, दैट इज इंटरमीडिएट, एंड और लेटरली जाओ, दैट इज कॉल्ड लैटरल. सो पहले मीडियन, मीडियल और लैटरल. मीडियन એટલે પેરીવેન્ટ્રિક્યુલર, then intermediate and lateral groups. So these are the three zones. Okay, let's just see diagram, then we will see the table. So this is same sagittal section, but we have divided this in zones. So these are the areas containing nuclei: medial or periventricular, then intermediate and then lateral. Okay, this is your lateral ventricle and this is your third ventricle. This is oblique view. We are seeing this from anterolateral left side, anterolateral left side, and this is section of right side. Okay, this is oblique left anterolateral view. So preoptic region, supraoptic region, tuberal region and mammillary region. Remember four names again. Preoptic, supraoptic, tuberal and mammillary. Okay, these are the four regions, and in these four regions you will have these names of nuclei. Again, preoptic, supraoptic, tuberal and mammillary. Okay, now in the nuclei in these regions, preoptic, now you have to divide in medial and lateral groups. पहले हमने क्या किया, पहले हमने पूरे हाइपोथैलेमस को चार जोन में डिवाइड किया. ओके, फिर चारों जोन में यू विल हैव टू सब डिवाइड इन मीडियल एंड लेटरल ग्रुप्स. इस डायग्राम में हर एक के नाम दिखाए नहीं है, इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल. ओके, टू इमेजिन वी हैव फोर रीजियंस एंड वी हैव टू जोन्स, मीडियल जोन एंड लेटरल जोन. सो प्री ऑप्टिक, इसके दो जोन मीडियल एंड लेटरल. फिर सुपरा ऑप्टिक, इसके अंदर सुपरा ऑप्टिक न्यूक्लियस, ये दो ब्लू, फिर ये ब्लू पेरावेंट्रिकुलर, ये दोनों भाई है, सुपरा ऑप्टिक एंड पेरावेंट्रिकुलर. तो उसके बीच में वी हैव एंटीरियर एरिया, सो हैविंग एंटीरियर न्यूक्लियस. जहाँ पे एरिया लिखा है वहाँ पे उसका न्यूक्लियस उसी नाम का है. इंटीरियर एरिया विथ एंटीरियर न्यूक्लियस, पोस्टीरियर एरिया पोस्टीरियर न्यूक्लियस, डोर्सल एरिया डोर्सल न्यूक्लियस, लाइक दैट. फिर मेमिलरी एरिया, दैट इज मेमिलरी न्यूक्लियस, एंटीरियर, मीडियल एंड लेटरल मेमिलरी न्यूक्लियस. आर्क्वेट न्यूक्लियस एक ही नाम है, उसमें टुकड़े नहीं है. ठीक है, चलिए अब टेबल देखते हैं, वापस फिर डायग्राम को मैच करते हैं. सो प्री ऑप्टिक, उसमें प्री ऑप्टिक न्यूक्लियस, ओके, दोनों जोन में एक ही न्यूक्लियस है। प्री ऑप्टिक एंड मीडियल एंड लेटरल जोन दोनों में एक ही न्यूक्लियस है। सुप्रा ऑप्टिक, तो उसमें क्या है, पहले जो नाम लिया उसी नाम को पकड़ना है। सुप्रा काइस्मेटिक और सुप्रा ऑप्टिक, इट इज सेम थिंग। तो सुप्रा ऑप्टिक न्यूक्लियस, उसका भाई आ गया पेरावेंट्रिकुलर न्यूक्लियस, ठीक है। और ये जो एरिया है अपना सुप्रा ऑप्टिक का, दैट इज आवर एंटीरियर एरिया। तो एंटीरियर न्यूक्लियस और लेटरल न्यूक्लियस। अब ये एंटीरियर, पोस्टीरियर एंड लेटरल, ये तीनों नाम ऐसे ही डाल देने हैं। यहाँ पे एंटीरियर डाल दिया, यहाँ पे पोस्टीरियर डाल दिया, यहाँ पे लेटरल डाल दिया, ठीक है। तो लेटरल जोन में लेटरल डाल दो, मीडियल जोन में एंटीरियर नाम डाल दो, कहीं पे भी एंटीरियर या पोस्टीरियर जो भी ठीक लगता है, ठीक है। लेटरल जोन में सिर्फ एक ही नाम डालना है, लेटरल, बिना पूछे, ठीक है। मीडियल जोन में बिना पूछे एंटीरियर और पोस्टीरियर नाम डालने हैं, बाकी सब तो है ही। तो सुप्रा ऑप्टिक, तो पहला नाम सुप्रा ऑप्टिक, उसका भाई पेरावेंट्रिकुलर, और फिर बिना पूछे डाला एंटीरियर न्यूक्लियस। तीसरा रीजन ट्यूबरल रीजन, स्टॉक ऑफ पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड, ट्यूब लाइक स्ट्रक्चर, तो ट्यूबरल न्यूक्लियाई, ठीक है। जिस रीजन का नाम है उसी नाम का एक न्यूक्लियस आएगा, ट्यूबरल न्यूक्लियस। उसमें लेटरल एंड मीडियल दो पार्ट होंगे। फिर आता है आर्क्वेट और इनफंडिब्युलर न्यूक्लियस, ठीक है। देन वी हैव डोर्सोमीडियल, प्री मैमिलरी, प्री मैमिलरी दैट इज एंटीरियर मैमिलरी। मैमिलरी के तीन टुकड़े करने हैं, एंटीरियर, मीडियल और लेटरल, ठीक है। ये हो गया मीडियल, ये हो गया लेटरल, और ये हो गया एंटीरियर। और ये हाइपोथैलेमस जैसे ही नाम है, डोर्सोमीडियल और वेंट्रोमीडियल। चलिए पहले डायग्राम में देखते हैं। प्री ऑप्टिक में दो हो गए, मीडियल लेटरल। सुप्रा ऑप्टिक, इसमें दो, सुप्रा ऑप्टिक पेरावेंट्रिकुलर, और ये बिना पूछे डाला एंटीरियर, ठीक है। और यहाँ से एक एंटीरियर मैमिलरी, ट्यूबरल रीजन हैविंग आर्क्वेट न्यूक्लियस, वेंट्रोमीडियल, डोर्सोमीडियल, और यहाँ से एक काट के ले लो वेंट्रल मैमिलरी और प्री मैमिलरी। सो तीन रीजन हो गए, सुप्रा ऑप्टिक, सॉरी प्री ऑप्टिक, सुप्रा ऑप्टिक एंड ट्यूबरल। आई विल रिवाइज अगेन, जिसको पीछे रह गए वो वापस चढ़ जाए, ट्रेन चल रही है अपनी। प्री ऑप्टिक एक ही न्यूक्लियस दोनों जोन में, सुप्रा ऑप्टिक 3 न्यूक्लियाई, सुप्रा ऑप्टिक पेरावेंट्रिकुलर एंड एंटीरियर ग्रुप। फिर ट्यूबरल रीजियन 4 न्यूक्लियाई, ट्यूबरल और आर्क्वेट, वेंट्रोमीडियल, डोर्सोमीडियल, और यहाँ से एक निकाला प्री मैमिलरी, ठीक है। डोर्सल एरिया दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ डोर्सोमीडियल ओनली। अब बचा कुचा जो है दैट इज योर मैमिलरी, वेरी सिंपल, मीडियल एंड लेटरल मैमिलरी न्यूक्लियाई, ठीक है। बिना पूछे डाला पोस्टीरियर और लेटरल। ऐसा कोई फॉर्मूला है जिससे आप नाम याद रख सकते हैं तो आप बता सकते हैं, ठीक है। इंटरनेट पे लोग तुक्के डालते रहते हैं, बट आई डोंट फाइंड इट एनीवेयर। दिस इज द फैक्ट, दीज आर द नेम्स, यू हैव टू। इसमें डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में जाने का है, जो भी पल्ले पड़ता है, जो भी समझ में आता है वो पहले डालो, जो नहीं समझ में आता है वो बाद में डालो, ठीक है। और कुछ नहीं समझ आता तो ये 4 रीजियन तो पकड़ के रखने ही है, ठीक है। सो these are broadly your hypothalamus, इसके 4 जोन, प्री ऑप्टिक, सुप्रा ऑप्टिक, ट्यूबरल एंड मैमिलरी। अब इसके जो कनेक्शन है, कहाँ कहाँ कनेक्टेड है, तो प्रैक्टिकली हर जगह पे कनेक्टेड है। एंटीरियर साइड से फोर ब्रेन, base of brain, that is your limbic system, and forebrain nuclei, frontal lobe. तो connections come from optic or visual pathway, medial forebrain bundle. ये दो बंडल आपको अच्छे से याद रखने हैं, एक्चुअली तीन बंडल है। डायग्राम में देख के बताओ कौन से तीन बंडल है। बंडल ऑफ वाइट फाइबर्स, तो दिस इज मीडियल फोरब्रेन बंडल। ये पूरा आगे जाएगा, फिर ऊपर जाएगा, देन इट विल गो behind and then it will connect somewhere here. Tectum. It is connected to tectum of midbrain by indirect route. Medial forebrain bundle connects areas in frontal lobe with areas in occipital lobe and downwards. ठीक है, it is not shown in this diagram. You can see this bundle in cerebrum, white matter of cerebrum. Or this is your mammillothalamic tract. There is anterior nucleus of thalamus here. ठीक है, so from mammillary body, mammillothalamic tract goes to anterior thalamic nuclei, and from here it will go to cingulate gyrus. This is two groups, dorsal longitudinal fasciculus and descending hypothalamic fibers. This will connect to autonomic centers in the brainstem and spinal cord. Descending hypothalamus will go to intermedio, medial and lateral nuclei in spinal cord, lateral horn. And this dorsal longitudinal fasciculus will connect to reticular and autonomic centers in brainstem. ठीक है, so these are the two main connections by which hypothalamus regulates whole autonomic nervous system. तो एक टुकड़ा जो जाता है वेगस नर्व और एनटीएस न्यूक्लियस में, जो स्मेल और टेस्ट को सलाइवरी सिक्रीशन के साथ मैच करता है, एंड ये पूरा सीट कनेक्शन विथ पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड. So hypothalamus connects pituitary gland via these fibers. So whole posterior pituitary is collection of descending downward growth of hypothalamus itself. So the axons from hypothalamus, there is rich capillary network that is known as portal circulation. Hypothalamo-hypophyseal portal circulation. So that circulates all hypothalamic hormones or releasing factors in pituitary gland. Okay. And one of the connection from mammillary body is going to fornix. This is part of your Papez circuit. So I advise when you read all the connections at the end of your CNS, when you are revising, you should read thalamus and hypothalamus connections, because once you are familiar with all the area, it is better understanding of all connections. So it is advisable to read connections of hypothalamus at the end of your neuro session. So practically, hypothalamus connects with neocortex, that is cerebral cortex, all areas. It is connecting to thalamus, it is connecting to ascending somatosensory pathway, that is collateral. ये pathway जाते हैं अपने VPL और VPM of thalamus, but while going they are sending collateral to hypothalamus. Then visceral centers, that is your cranial nerve nuclei in brainstem and spinal cord. All these nuclei are connected by this hypothalamus. Then pituitary gland, visual inputs by LGB, olfactory by septal area and olfactory cortex and limbic system. These all are connected to hypothalamus. So it will regulate practically everything. And it is uh, or let's see the functions so that you better understand that. So you, when you read pituitary, you will read this control of neurohypophysis and control of adenohypophysis. Okay, you know this. Hypothalamus is connected to pituitary gland by scapulary network. So this is stalk or tuberal region. So these two main nuclei, paraventricular and supraoptic, they are directly sending axons to neurohypophysis. और जो indirect connection है, that is by portal system. This is direct axons in neurohypophysis, and in adenohypophysis it is via these releasing factors. The all secretory products releasing hormones from these nuclei will be poured in endocrine manner to this portal system, and then it will go to adenohypophysis. So it controls pituitary gland by direct and indirect routes. And these are the three tracts: paraventricular hypophyseal tract, supraoptico-hypophyseal tract. Third one is tubero-infundibular tract. You have to identify three tracts. ट्यूबरल न्यूक्लियाई यहाँ पे है, तो फ्रॉम ट्यूबरल न्यूक्लियाई सुप्राऑप्टिक एंड पेरावेंट्रिकुलर. तो सुप्राऑप्टिको हाइपोफिशियल, पेरावेंट्रिकुलो हाइपोफिशियल एंड ट्यूबरो इनफंडिबुलर. These are the direct tracts connecting. So basic function of hypothalamus is survival. मेन वर्ड इज सर्वाइवल. अब आप सोचो कि सर्वाइवल के लिए एनिमल को क्या क्या चाहिए. फूड चाहिए, वाटर चाहिए, रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम चाहिए. फूड और वाटर से ज़िंदा रहते हैं और रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम से स्पीसीज ज़िंदा रहती है, सर्वाइव करती है. सो थ्री बेसिक इंस्टिंक्ट्स, फूड, वाटर एंड रिप्रोडक्शन, इज कंट्रोल्ड बाय हाइपोथैलेमस. अब ये तो बहुत बड़े वर्ड हो गए. वे कैसे कंट्रोल होते हैं? तो वाया डिफरेंट कनेक्शंस एंड डिफरेंट न्यूक्लियाई, एज वी हैव सीन. सो रेगुलेशन ऑफ ईटिंग एंड ड्रिंकिंग, इसमें दो न्यूक्लियाई के नाम याद रखने हैं. एक्चुअली ये दोनों फंक्शन साथ में लेने हैं, ईटिंग, ड्रिंकिंग एंड रिप्रोडक्शन. दिस इज अ ट्रायड ऑफ सर्वाइवल, ईटिंग, ड्रिंकिंग एंड रिप्रोडक्शन. ये तीनों का कंट्रोल दो न्यूक्लियाई के पास है, लेटरल ग्रुप एंड मीडियल ग्रुप. लेटरल जोन के न्यूक्लियाई और मीडियल जोन के न्यूक्लियाई. ठीक है, इसके लिए अपने एक फॉर्मूला बनाया है. लेटरल मीन्स लाओ लाओ चाहिए, मीडियल मीन्स मत लाओ नहीं चाहिए. इट मीन्स lateral group of nuclei, they are stimulated by hunger, thirst and sexual desire. Hunger, thirst and sexual desire controlled by lateral nuclei. और उसका उल्टा medial group of nuclei, satisfaction, pleasure and satiety. So there is cyclical control. Remember, daily when you eat your food, when you have hunger, lateral nuclei works, you go to food. When you are fed up, there must be satiety center. स्टॉप कहने वाला कोई ऊपर से चाहिए. तो जब satiety center एक्टिवेट होता है तब you are satisfied and then you will stop eating. So there is cyclical control of eating, okay, hunger and satiety. When that control is lost, that is either lateral group damage or medial group damage, there is over satiety or over phagia. ठीक है, बंदा बहुत खाएगा और खाता ही रहेगा, and there is lot of problems. या तो भूख ही नहीं लगेगी या तो रिदम ही नहीं चलेगी. Similar thing happens in reproduction. There is excessive sexual drive and there is no sexual drive. So these are the disorders of hypothalamic nuclei. ठीक है. और खाना पीना, रिप्रोडक्शन और उसके बीच में क्या होता है? दैट इज कंट्रोल ऑफ ऑटोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी. So that is by cardiovascular, respiratory or alimentary functions. Regulation of metabolism and anabolic and catabolic activity. ओके, ये काम अकेले तो कर नहीं सकते, तो सभी ग्लैंड्स को साथ में लेके करते हैं. पिट्यूटरी, पैराथायरॉयड, पेनक्रियास एंड ऑल जीआईटी ग्लैंड्स, सभी को एक साथ ऑटोनॉमिक नर्वस सिस्टम लेके पूरे सिस्टम को कंट्रोल करते हैं. ये सब हो गया खाना पीना, रिप्रोडक्शन और कंट्रोल ऑफ ऑटोनॉमी. ठीक है. उसके बाद आता है इमोशन. तो फियर, एंगर, प्लेजर, डिसप्लेजर, all emotional drives. Okay, fear, anger, pleasure, displeasure, pain, these all are controlled via limbic system. ठीक है. So any emotional disturbance is directly related to limbic and hypothalamic connections. If there is any disturbance, then there is disturbance of this. Okay. If you learn in PSM, community medicine, I just remember one definition of health. So when you refer community medicine textbook, the first definition you come across is definition of health. उसमें क्या बोलते हैं? A health is physical, mental, social and spiritual well-being. ठीक है. फिजिकल, मेंटल, सोशल एंड स्पिरिचुअल वेल-बीइंग, ये चारों डायमेंशन अगर आदमी के सही है तभी वो ह्यूमन बीइंग प्रॉपरली हेल्दी कहलाता. ठीक है. So that everything is related to your this system control. Okay, that completes your lecture. All the disorders, they are very broad and dynamic, you can read by yourself. I will just give you the words and meanings. LMB syndrome, लॉरेंस मून बिडल सिंड्रोम, ये किसी बंदे का नाम है और ये पूरा मेडिसिन में आता है. इसका पूरा टॉपिक और चैप्टर थर्ड फाइनल ईयर में आता है. ठीक है. Diabetes insipidus, that you can read in physiology, it is water metabolism problem. Then disturbances of sleep, eating and sexual desire. One important thing, precocity. If your hypothalamus is not working properly, there is puberty, early or late puberty, okay, depending upon dysfunction. So emergence of primary and secondary sexual characters in the body, they are controlled by hypothalamus via reproductive glands. So in case of puberty problems, the highest level of disturbance possible is your hypothalamus. Similarly, sugar, okay, via pancreas. फिर ये एक इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी है, कुंभकर्ण. यू नो, कुंभकर्ण was sleeping all the day, all the night, and whenever he is awaking he is eating too much. So the words given is hyperphagia. Phago means khana, hyperphagia means excessive eating, hyperdipsia means excessive drinking. ठीक है. So lesion of medial part of hypothalamus. If medial zone is damaged, that means satiety center is damaged. So दोनों symptom आते हैं, excessive sleep and excessive eating. That is your lesion of medial group of hypothalamus. So Kumbhkarna was having this type of problem. फिर ये भी आपके थर्ड फाइनल ईयर में आएगा, SIADH, syndrome of inappropriate antidiuresis. Even in your kidney physiology you can read this. disturbance of ADH secretion. Okay, the lecture is over. Thank you. Any question you can ask.